Hello there, everybody. This is King Mac, your friendly hamburger pal. Welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot, fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden French fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you all for watching, and now sit back and relax and enjoy as Tony here brings you our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews.
Hello my friends, how y'all doing today? Are you ready for some more game reviews? Because you come to the right place. I'm your host Tony, bringing you more TTBurger game reviews. Continuing with my Syphon Filter series review, episode 240, part 3 of 4. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to prequel HD and SubZeroMNX King Mac. Also want to give a shout out to Sedetta Hyperlamnia, Brick Girls Go Stateside, Black Healer, and Meg. Also want to give a shout out to the homie RJ, Arg, Gojira, Rockstar Pool 1969, the Sensational Gent, and more and more and more. Definitely check out these YouTubers, they're awesome, and I also want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported this channel over the last 6 years. And the more of you guys, this channel wouldn't be as big as today. And we're gonna continue here, and before we get started with part 3 of my Syphon Filter series review, those who missed what happened in episode 240, part 2 of 4, here's a TTBurger recap, Syphon Filter edition, to show you what you missed. And I took a look at Syphon Filter 2 for the PlayStation, gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because there were some small problems that I had with it, but it's definitely, in my opinion, the best Syphon Filter game ever made. And when it comes to Syphon Filter games, this is the one I recommend the most. But there will be a problem though here. Those of you who did not play the first game will feel like you're missing a part of the story because there's no recap or anything like that to let you know what's going on. It's just expect you to know what's going on right off the bat there. But the game is fun, definitely. I definitely recommend you all to check it out. So this is the best one. Well, check out the other one too. That's what I mean there. But yeah. Let's talk about here. We're gonna be zooming ahead to the year 2001, November 6, 2001. This was one of the last games to be released for the PlayStation, and this game was supposed to be released on September 25th, 2001, but due to 9/11, they had to make changes and postpone the game, which I'm glad they did because it was the same thing they did with Activision did Spider-Man 2 and Electro, and I like that these developers cared about the victims involved with 9/11 and like that, and they did not want them to remember that day. So I praise them for that they made changes to the game so it wouldn't have a bad memory for those who were involved with 9/11 or who saw 9/11 on TV. It would bring them memory and stuff. So kudos to companies who do that. I give a shout out to you guys all there, definitely for sure. As we get started here, we're going to be taking a look at Syphon Filter 3 for the PlayStation, released on November 6, 2001. This time not by 99 Studios, but this time by Sony Computer Entertainment America. Now, Syphon Filter 3 is a good game, just not as good as the other two games. When you play Syphon Filter 3 story-wise, it serves as a sequel. Most of the missions... When you play Syphon Filter 3, and while it serves as a story-wise a sequel, most of the missions, when playing them, they feel more like an expansion to Syphon Filter 2 and stuff. Almost all the missions take place before the original game, or before Syphon Filter 2, and it's cool to be able to play these missions and play not only as Gabriel, Logan, and Leon Zing, but there's a couple missions where you take control of Lawrence Mujari and Teresa Lapon, who are all ex-agency operatives who were in the second game. And this is cool, but some of the missions are just not that much fun to play. And also, why is this game on the PlayStation? The PlayStation 2 had already been out in North America for about a year now at the time of this game's release. Doesn't make sense, but we'll talk about that later. But let's get started here. The story takes place immediately after Syphon Filter 2, after Teresa Lapon's death at the end of that game. Gabriel Logan, Leon Zing, and Lawrence Mujari have been brought in to testify under the Secretary of the State, Vincent Hadden, about their relationship with the agency, who were responsible for the Syphon Filter virus case and more. Vincent Hadden believes all three of them are guilty for many reasons behind the Syphon Filter virus, but little do they know that Vincent is working with Mara Armov and involved in a conspiracy and is looking for scapegoats. Each of them, while being questioned, discuss past missions they were on when it still started with the sessions, of Chinese General Shi Hao in a hotel in Tokyo, Japan. Then goes to Costa Rica with Leon Singh Gabe and more. And submissions take place in the present while one person is testifying under Manhattan. So it's a sequel and kind of a prequel at the same time. And a little spoiler here, Teresa did not die, she was injured. She faked her death to find out who the main people are behind the agency and more with the Syphon Filter virus. The story is good, but most of the cutscenes are just the characters testifying in the courtroom with Vincent Hatton and stuff, so it could have been some more effort into it. It did have some new characters like Maggie Powers and stuff like that, who pretty much was kind of like Leon in Syphon Filter 1 and stuff like that. So she's on the radio and stuff like that, telling you what to do and stuff. So it could have a new character there as well. And like I said, the story is good. Sometimes it just feels like it goes nowhere. Just listening to the characters talk in the courtroom just back and forth. And it's interesting to see past missions that we did not see and how the characters met there, so it's really cool. But it all feels like an expansion to Syphon Filter 2. And like I said, this is cool. The some missions are just not that much fun to play here and stuff, is what I'm saying. I mean, it does wrap things up near the end mostly, but most of the time it feels like padding. But that's just me. So story, while good, could have been better. The presentation, the graphics, while they are okay at the time, they're starting to show its age of being out. The cutscenes look really good. No more ugly looking faces from the last two games where the mouths don't move and like the faces look like caramel cow faces pasted out of the characters, stuff like that. And the facial animations and more, and they do look good. Just, it's on a last gen console. I'm sorry to harp on it there. I mean, the in-game graphics are the same as last time, but the faces look hideous. Worse here, like look at Leon's face. It looks like a pizza face. And Gabe's face looks all blurry with super glue on it and stuff like that. And same with Teresa and Lawrence's face as well. The backgrounds are a mixed bag. Some of them like the Tokyo Hotel and the car ship you bomb and stuff look detailed, but you also have these mines that Lawrence Mujari explores. You have the Costa Rican jungle that just looks awful in the air, with just a bunch of empty brown and green stuff. And the mine is just looks like it could have been in a different game for sure. The explosion blood effects look good, but at the time, like I said, not to harp on it, graphics started to show its age. That's what I'm saying. Sound is also a mixed bag. The music, what happened to the music? This doesn't sound like Syphon Filter music at all. This is generic action music. Sure, the theme song is still here, and the menu screen stuff, which still kicks ass, and since I'm a nice guy, for those who did not see the last two parts of the review, I'll play the theme song for you now. Yeah, I know, Three's a Charm, yes, the theme song is awesome, but the rest of the music, not so much. It just doesn't have that upbeat electronic nick sounds that just sounds generic and stuff, which is the same same parts loop over and over and stuff. And yeah, I know. The voice acting is also a mixed bag. John Chacon, Zoe Galvez, and Shannon Tilton return to reprise their roles as Gabe, Leon, and Teresa, and they do a good job. But the other actors sound like they did not want to be here recording lines for the game. Hell, even the three actors I mentioned, John Chacon, Zoe Galvez, and Shannon Tilton, while they do a good job, even they lack enthusiasm to be there recording their lines again. And I really not blame them because, just the story was just not very good. So sound also a mixed bag. The gameplay of Syphon Filter 3, it has the feel of Syphon Filter with stealth elements and stuff, with new weapons and new characters to play along with this minigame that's featured in Syphon Filter 3. And they brought back the taser from the first game, a very nice feature. We have the knife and the taser this time, along with some other cool weapons. And I do like that you play as all these characters here and stuff. For me, the best missions are the Leon missions. She has a lot of cool weapons and features, and her storyline with the missions is really good. The game missions are the same as last time. He's mainly partnered up with that new character Maggie Powers that I mentioned, and he goes to multiple locations too, like he is like with Leon with the cool gadgets and more. Teresa, I also found her pretty cool. I mean, I found her to be a little bit faster than Leon when she was a part of the ATF. You get to see what she went through before she met Gabriel Logan and Leon Thing and stuff. It's cool to have her as a playable character. But there is one character I did not like playing as. and that was Lawrence Mujari. His missions take place in those mines I mentioned, and he's a very weak character and gets shot too easily, and having his missions take place in these dark mines and caves and stuff, I'm just not really a big fan of them because it's just boring. I mean, it's almost like you finally found the cure for insomnia when you play these and stuff. It's just that. And he has some cool weapons, but if you're low on health, it's hard to find a flak jacket and stuff. And I'm sorry, his missions were the worst of all the characters. And that's what I mean by the game feeling like an expansion, because it seems like they just made random levels, put the characters in there, and called it a day. I'm not saying it's a bad game, it still plays like Syphon Filter. It has the gameplay elements of Syphon Filter with stealth elements and jump action mechanics and more, but these problems do affect the game. And we also have the minigame here that is fun to play, but you know, it's not going to be something you're going to be playing for hours and hours. And you have the multiplayer, same as last time, it's untouched, and yeah, just there wasn't as much care and effort that was in this time than it was from the other games. I mean, I know that this game is good, but just when you compare it to the other two games, their two games were better. So, final thoughts here. There is still some Syphon Filter action to be had here, but those of you who are playing that who retired to PS1 to go to the PS2 are probably not going to want to play this, but those of you who still have some care for Syphon Filter and the PlayStation 1, it does have some fun here. Just be warned, it's not as good as last time and stuff. I give Syphon Filter 3 a 7 out of 10 because of the problems I had with it. Still a good game, just not as good as the other two. And that's it for episode 240, part 3 of 4 of my Syphon Filter series review. Stay tuned for the grand finale. We're going to dive into the PlayStation 2 era where we take a look at Syphon Filter, the Omega Strain. This time you play as a creative character, and this is the first Syphon Filter game to have online playing stuff. And you know, it has some interesting ideas here for sure. But how do they hold up on paper and stuff like that? We have to find out next. All I gotta say is Tony, peace out, have a great day, and see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment down below, and click on the links to join my Discord group, my Facebook group, my Facebook page. They're all down there, so be on the lookout for those, and just click on the links if you want to. Which is all I gotta say. See you all in my review of Syphon Filter, the Omega Strain. Take care, everybody.